In our final segment of the hour, I want to nod to some of the best memes that we've seen over the course of 2021, or as my mom calls them, memes. But my personal favorite finance-related econ, politics, what have you meme for the year 2021 had to do with the Ever Given, the ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal for a glorious 6 days in the later part of March. You could see people suggested strapping two SpaceX rockets to each side to get it out of there. People were suggesting you could steal his look and look like the Ever Given. I didn't see anyone follow through on that in Halloween. Some person just used personal anecdotes saying this is that little digger that was trying to get the ship out of that little corner is emblematic of all of us really just trying our best here. But what's kind of interesting is that from an econ related story, this was happening before the supply chain. I love this one, the COVID depression and anxiety. It's like, oh, if you just go for a walk, it's all going to get better. But it's kind of emblematic of the inflation issues that we actually didn't see until later in the year. In March, there weren't the COVID-related bottlenecks that we had seen, but we saw the inflationary concerns about, oh, is everything that's stuck on that Ever Given going to go up in price because it's going to cost more to get the boat out and then imported to wherever it's going ultimately. So I think it was just a hilarious story that actually kind of preceded the real news headlines when we did see inflationary pressures and supply chain chokeups around the world. But I just love the story of it. Everyone got involved because it's such a simple economic story. A ship stuck in the middle of the canal. But Zach, I'll turn over to you.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one, and definitely much more on, I guess, assignment. You understood the assignment here because that's pretty attached to the economy and everything else. I just had to reflect on what made me laugh the most, I think, on Twitter this year, and it goes back to the inauguration. And everyone, I think, remembers Bernie Sanders, and the internet really ran wild with the image of him all bundled up in the mittens when everyone else was nice and fit and fashionable. He's out there with just the mittens and his mask. And the internet photoshopped him into everything from horror movies to The Lion King to some of the other things that we saw out there, too. It really blew up. And then you had not only the mittens that I think he bought from a local artist on Etsy, but also the jacket itself started to sell out. So a lot of people might think about Bernie Sanders as maybe a fighter for unions and equality. But also now we can call him a fashion influencer since that jacket really started to sell out there after he wore it and went viral in all these memes. But that was another one completely unattached to, I think, the economy here, but just one that the internet really ran with and delivered on, no matter where Bernie Sanders
was. Bernie's an econ policymaker.
Yeah, it's a business story here too. But that one, I think, for me was tops.
And I do think I think his jacket was Burton, which, to be fair, is actually a Vermont-based company, I think. So, there's a little bit of a business angle. Oh, my gosh. What's that? Oh, is that the insurrection? Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The internet really did a good job with all of these, really pairing some of the top stories of the year with, Bernie was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it works the other way, too. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Finance and memes, they're related even when they're not related. I mean, the whole NFT craze, the GameStop situation this year, all of those were kind of actually predated by the memes and then became a finance trend. So, who knows what we have coming up for us in 2022. I mean, I'm actually almost a little bit worried about exactly what's going on here.